This week, the public can get its first look at Crosse Mayor Tim Kabat's proposed budget for 2015.
News 8's Keely Arthur explains what people can expect to see.
The 2015 operating budget is expected to be lower than it has been in the past 5 years. Overall spending and property tax is expected to go down. However, this is just a preliminary budget, and depending on how much state aid La Crosse gets, things could change.
What you have before you here for the 2015 executive operating budget is a very good budget.
With an estimated $70.8 million proposed budget for next year, spending in the city will be down more than $300,000 from last year. Under the proposed budget, the city will raise $34.1 million in tax, which is down from $34.6 million. The loss in tax revenue will be absorbed through the city's smaller budget. The city also assumes it will get more than $14 million from the state, the same it got last year. If that isn't the case, Kabat says the city has backup plans.
People get a bit nervous when you see the headlines that there's a $1.8 billion projected deficit, and that makes it difficult for us. I mean, we still have to continue moving forward, making our preparations.
The city is also relying on money from within La Crosse, using $287,000 in carryover funds from previous years. Kabat says most of that excess funding comes from using a smaller staff.
We can work among the departments more effectively and still provide those services. In the past, it's been much more of, this department did this and that department did that, and there wasn't as much of that going, between the departments, but that has gotten better, and I see that as being ultimately the way to continue to hopefully reduce the spending.
One of the only increases in the budget is a pay increase for the more than 500 employees within the city.
You've got fewer staff, and you're asking them to be more flexible, more accommodating, more responsive, and so I really believe that the way that you reward people is through pay increases.
Kabat says he hopes he can work with the state so the city's budget can stay in place.
I feel good about this budget. I think it is a good budget. Again, it continues our services, it continues our programs. There's not significant changes, and it does it with less spending, which I think.
Under the proposal, both of La Crosse's libraries will remain open. City employees who have domestic partnerships will now be able to get the same benefits as married couples.
All right, thank you, Keely. The finalized 2015 budget will come out in November.